Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Otakology Podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike, and with me as always is Jin. He's a metahuman Graves.
Oh my god.
And today we're talking about Creature Commandos Episode 6.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the name of this is called. What is it called?
I don't remember the first part.
Priatel?
Yes.
Skelet? Skelet?
Yeah.
Is that like pyroskeleton?
I don't know what Priatel means, but I know that
I don't even know if I said that
skeleton.
properly. But I know Skelet or whatever is in this episode.
Yeah.
Because that's what the little girl calls Dr. Phosphorous.
Yeah. So I'm really wondering if more now, this is seeming a little more and more kind of like a ripoff of, what is it called?
You gonna say Watchmen?
No, not the Watchmen. Dorothy, the Yellow Brick Road.
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
How is this a ripoff of the Wizard of Oz?
Well, because I feel like almost everybody has like a story that could be pertained to that.
Are you saying like Wicked?
No, like the actual Wizard of Oz that we know. Like every character you could say, like this character is kind of like Dorothy. This character is kind of like, the lion. This guy's like the Tin Man, things like that.
I don't really see that, but I guess your logic is sound. I don't know.
Yeah, sound logic.
No. I don't feel that way. I don't get any Wizard of Oz vibes from this at all.
Totally do. But I will say that's only because of all these little tragic pieces of stories that we've had from all these characters.
Very tragic.
And how like the outcome of it has all come and like what those outcomes like made them like missing. What's missing from them at this point?
I will have to say, this backstory is very tragic. I don't feel like it affected me as much as the other ones.
I will say, and I will say it now, the only part that I know, and it seemed different this time than it has any other time he said it, is when he sees the little girl for the first time and she does something to her face where she puts a smile on.
Oh, and he's like, I'm smiling.
And he goes, I'm smiling, but I'm not actually smiling. And like that, like really hit home with me.
He's like, I'm not actually smiling.
Yeah. And that really hit home with me, like, of all the people that that put on a fake smile.
Yeah.
And it's it's not true, because it's carrying a heavier weight than what we've seen. We've seen all these other people's stories and we know that they've been carrying weight. And Dr. Phosphorous, I feel like, is the only character that hasn't been carrying any weight
that we know of.
He's never showed it. And then we just realized that he's one of those characters that is just, he is just so, I don't know how to put it.
Good at hiding.
He silently hides it inside.
Yeah.
So like now every laugh that he's done or every joke is kind of like, oh my God, it's not exactly, he's not exactly like a funny character like the Joker. That's just like,
I do have to say he's also good at hiding in plain sight in this episode.
No shit. So after they do the whole little fight thing that you and I loved from the last one, especially his little like finger bang where he flips everybody off and goes through and like melts half the tank and kills the soldiers. I mean, he walks around or whatever like this bright green light. You would think that everybody could see, and supposedly nobody can fucking tell.
Well, let's start this off. We end up at the beginning of this of him as Alex, which is his actual name. He is running away from the mafia at this point. We don't really know why he's running away from the mafia, but he's running away from. I believe his name was Thorn.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Or
I wanted to say like the Falcones or something, but he's Rupert Thorn, which I've
that's
heard.
because is that because I told you that last time?
No, I really thought like maybe it was like the Falcone family or whatever,
Yeah.
the Falcone crime family. But like I've always heard of the name Rupert Thorn, but I don't remember like his significance within like the Batman mythos.
Yeah.
So I know he's like a part of like the Gotham crime family or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then
A Gotham crime family.
we come to find out that Alex is, or Dr. Phosphorous is trying to come up with a cure using like nuclear radiation or something,
Yeah.
like radioactive materials to cure cancer. Is it because his wife has cancer?
I
Or is he
don't
just
think so.
uh-huh.
I never felt like she actually had cancer.
I kind of thought maybe she had cancer.
I think
And
he was just kind of doing it out of like the goodness of his own heart.
and you can tell like in like the area he is in town, like he doesn't have a lot of funding for this stuff,
No.
and which is weird because he's a doctor and you think, hey, maybe he gets like some grants, some research grants or something like that, but it comes to find out like he ends up going to the mob to fund his projects.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this real quick.
Uh-huh.
Do you know if it was one of the projects that was under Wayne Corp
I don't know.
at some point and then got cut off?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, to me, like, I would think that would make sense because, like in the Batman mythos, like a lot of the people was because Batman cut the funding or he saw them in some kind of corrupt way and
Yeah.
was like, hey, I'm going to take that power away. And then they pushed the limit and became who they were.
That I don't know because I feel like Thorn kind of pushes his limit in this, and he's responsible for the creation of Dr. Phosphorous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know because they're not very specific on like
Yeah, but you know what
if.
I'm talking about? Like, a lot of it's not even like something. It's the only part that really Batman has involved, or Bruce Wayne, I guess, in this instance, is that he pulled the funding. Like, that is his only tie to, like, most of these villains, and they all come back to go, well, you know what? Bruce Wayne did this to me. Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
but we don't know if Bruce actually was involved in this.
That's true, but
So
that's why I figured I'd ask you if you knew anything from the comics or whatnot.
that I don't know because I just recently found out that Dr. Phosphorus was a Batman villain.
Okay.
So I never like really got the deep dive into it after like our last conversation we had. So I have no idea like
Yeah.
his actual back. I don't know if his actual backstory is as accurate to this episode,
Yeah.
but I would like to go back and find out and see if it is, kind of how accurate it
Yeah.
might be.
So stay tuned for the Taku Mike YouTube channel where he will cover Creature Commandos.
I don't know about that, but
Don't be a dick, you will.
I got a lot. I got a lot. I got to cover. Okay, I just fucking had to read Youngblood, and that was fucking trash. It was so trash.
I know. I watched it. So, anyway, moving forward, we had this whole weird part with what's the guy's first name? Thorn.
Rupert, is it Rupert Thorn?
Okay.
Yeah, Rupert Thorn.
And I know we kind of get like a threat to
Yeah,
Dr. Phosphorous or to
yeah.
Alex that I'm not 100% sure because it seemed like it happened really fast. So I don't know.
Oh, I know who this guy is now.
The Thorn guy?
Yeah, so he like contributed to he cooperated or contributed to Two Face's creation.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we might have seen him in like
He was kind of
Batman Beyond.
responsible for Two-Face's like creation. Like I think he might have like possibly threw the acid on Two-Face or something.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. The more you know. Uh, but you know, we kind of get it where he gives Alex a timeline. Hey, I need you to do this. I think this is like just a little mini montage. I feel like because he went home and we see him with his family, and then it seems like almost he like does like a 180,
Mm-hmm.
and he turns around and then like his family's laying on the floor dead.
Yes. Like they are dead, and he is like shocked. Like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. And then they like fucking set him up,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
probably the most disturbing thing in this episode. Like they killed his wife, they killed his kid, they forcefully make him touch their dead bodies and touch the
yeah.
knives to like plant all this evidence on him. Then don't they like kidnap him?
No, well, I guess you could call it kidnap, but they basically just take him from the house to shut him up and say like, hey, he either killed himself or something else by putting himself in his own experiment
Yeah.
chamber and basically like turning it on high where whatever is going to happen.
This part really felt like Dr. Manhattan in a
Oh yeah,
sense. Yeah, when he like gets in the machine and he like burns up just like Dr. Manhattan does. It very much reminded me of that, but he ends up becoming like the skeleton we all know, and he like goes crazy. Like he
yeah.
hunts. I can't remember. Does he hunt down all of the lackeys first and then go after Thorn, or
No,
does he go after?
he goes after Thorn first, and then all the lackeys because he knew where
Okay,
Thorn was.
yeah, and he. Oh my god, he is fucking brutal.
Yeah, well, and he's got this little weird like Joker tick almost that we haven't seen him before. Like he laughs.
I mean, very much like he's broke. Like
Yes, yeah.
he something snapped in him. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill everybody who was involved in this.
Which I was going to ask you too, because you know when he first makes it to the house and the security guard's reading the dirty magazine,
Yeah,
I was going to be like, I gotta remember to ask Mike if those are actually villains or heroes in the universe at all. Like that'd be kind of a weird.
there was such a small like view at it. I would have to go look and see.
Okay, because one of the girls looked like she had like a Daredevil mask on, but with like Hellboy horns on it.
I know there's a bar, not a bar, a diner in one of the DC cities,
Yeah.
and people the waiters and waitresses dress up like supervillains and superheroes.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't be too far to feel like, oh, they could possibly have like cosplay porn of these superheroes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just wondering like if there was
Yeah.
if they really were or pertain to anything or whatever.
Yeah, that I do not
But
know.
he
That
walks up and he requests to have a meeting with Thorn, and the guy asks him, you know, obviously scared shitless, you know, oh, do you have a meeting?
yeah.
And then we see another brutal part, which is him putting his hand on his face like he's done to a bunch of other people where they've
Hmm.
burned, and then he just kind of squeezes his hand down and pulls the guy's face, skull, everything just
Yeah.
completely off.
That was really brutal. And like when he like starts to walk through the like the
The
gate
gate,
and stuff,
yeah.
and he just like fucking like murders Thorn. Which did he kill his family too, or did he just kill Thorn?
I'm gonna assume he killed them all
Okay.
because they didn't talk about there being any heirs. And usually, if a crime family has at least one heir, then the people still are like, oh, well, we're under them. And I'm pretty sure he just completely killed off the entire family.
When he like rips, I don't know if does he rip Thorn's arm off, or like he rips somebody's arm off, and it's pretty gnarly.
No, I think that was one of the
Okay.
henchmen guys.
Yeah, and he goes on like a revenge quest and like kills all of them
Yes.
in pretty creative ways. I feel like he like one of them he hangs upside down and burns his ankles, so
Yeah.
he like falls to his death. I think one of them's in like a nightclub or something, but he like ends up
Well,
just
some of them are moves that we've seen him do before, like the
yeah,
behind the back double arm choke or double hand choke, where he
yeah,
chokes somebody and then they basically burn from the neck, everywhere.
yeah.
He does the whole thing where he touches the face, all this other stuff. The one, like you said, where he was holding on to the guy's ankles and then he basically fell from a 60-story building
That one was
or
funny.
whatever. There's another one that was kind of weird like that where he grabbed a hold of the guy's feet, I think, or something. I can't remember. It
Uh-huh.
was the one right before that because I thought it was a pretty cool transition because he grabbed a hold of the guy's feet and he like fell down or did something or was like burning him alive as like he fell into his hands, and then we get it where he flipped it around and it was the other guy upside down, and I was like, that's actually kind of funny, like
Yeah.
um but
But
yeah,
yeah,
then he ended up making claim to the family.
he claimed all of it. He was like, I'm gonna take his like money, I'm gonna take his property, I'm gonna take his territory, and y'all are gonna help me do it. And they're like, oh, okay, oh, I guess so. And then we
Yeah,
get this fun little dance montage,
yeah, we do.
which goes into him running into his first encounter with Batman, which
Yeah, he
we don't get
does.
to see Batman that in this. Like he's just like there for a split second,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's very reminiscent of like the animated show, Batman, the animated
yeah,
series.
yeah, yeah.
He's shrouded in mystery, and then we move from that to, I believe, Weasel, right? And Weasel kind of goes off and um, finds a pack of wolves, befriends them. I
we
want
kind
like,
of we kind of jump between characters a little
yeah,
bit, but I mean,
yeah.
almost everybody else, like Weasel's not very big.
No, but he does have a big thing where like I like to think he becomes like the alpha of the pack. But he ends up getting the princess confused with the little girl he tried to save in the last episode.
Yeah, yeah,
And he ends up like going off to try to go off to the castle. And that's kind of Weasel's story in this episode. He plays keep away
yeah.
with the wolves and befriends them and then goes off.
And then is upset that he has to leave them.
Yeah, he is upset they have to leave him. Uh,
Um,
then we
and then
get
of
to
course,
the bride and Nina.
yeah. Well, we have where we got done with Phosphorous in the yard because he was playing
Oh,
with this
yes,
little girl
yes,
the whole time.
yes.
Um, and then like in perfect anime style, there's a guy who looks like you and me almost, and then there's a little lady with blue hair, and I was like, man, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, because interspersed through this is like him having his flashback because he ends up at this house.
Yeah,
He ends up at this house and he meets this little girl. I don't remember what her name is, but he starts to get attached to her and like he feeds her some food and they sit and there's definitely a language barrier between the two.
yeah,
But they kind of have fun together and like they're having fun playing and stuff. And then we see them playing outside, and he's like, "Oh, I was trying to show her how to fly,
yeah,
basically." And he was like, "Thank you for your time. I'm gonna go." It was a very like cute, heartwarming moment. Very, very sad because
yeah,
we already know like what he's lost,
yeah, yeah.
and he has that little glimpse of like somewhat happiness in this short, feeble moment.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it really reminds me of this one thing in Invincible
Uh huh.
where it's these two people that work at a bank and they end up getting fired. And then they're like or they rob the bank. Then they decide that they're not going to do that. They leave, and then they actually get hired at the bank, and everything's fine. Like, they both have jobs. They're taking care of each other. One of them ends up like something else happening, and their rent goes up. So now they have to get back into the life of crime of stealing from the bank that they worked at before. And they worked at a restaurant, but somebody harassed, because they were boyfriends, harassed
Mm-hmm.
one of them. So the other one goes off on him, on whoever harassed the other guy. And like, you get this whole like weird tragic backstory, just like we've kind of gotten with all these characters, and how they've either went to prison or something else like that. And you realize, like, at one point all these people were happy and they did stuff, and it was just they had a hard life, and then they basically took up the mantle of being a villain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, he definitely does take up the mantle of being a villain
yeah,
pretty easily, I feel like.
yeah,
Because he has, like, nothing to lose.
yeah. I mean, he lost like virtually everything, and he lost that, and then he basically gained, like, these superhuman powers to be able to, you know do stuff. I really want to know too if he ever tried to sleep with any of the girls that
Oh, oh. Who
him and
knows? Who
his
knows?
him in his pimp suit.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I like that the henchmen started to like dress and like wear paint to like fit
Yeah,
in with his whole like motif he had going on, you know?
yeah, and masks.
Yeah, and mask. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But we
Yeah,
end up actually getting transitioning from all that because we're kind of going a little bit out of order.
yeah, we are.
Um, to we also see like Rick Flag is in critical condition, and we find out that Frankenstein dropped him off and left because he went to go back to Pokolistan, which that happens, which is crazy. He kills the people on the plane. He could have left them alive, I feel like.
Right.
Like, he could have left them alive, but he didn't. And where is he
Yeah, and
getting all this money from?
it's a private jet.
Like, where does he get all this money from? He starts throwing money around.
I'm sure he just has it.
You think he just
You
has
know.
money?
Yeah, like he has either like went through somewhere and stolen it or whatever, and he just has money. I mean,
Yeah.
he was on a private jet, so I mean, I would almost be certain like there was money on the jet. You know, we
Yeah.
don't exactly know who these two guys are, but I mean, everybody's got a wad of cash somewhere almost.
Yeah. But we switch from that to Nina looking for everybody. She ends up running into the bride, and they end up at a brothel of all places, which they try to intimidate the hookers or ladies of the night.
The
Um,
mod,
and it doesn't really work on them. Like, they're not really intimidated, but the hookers do hide the two monsters, and we see these two people show up. They go get a girl. Things go a little out of hand, and Nina and the bride step in to take on these metahumans who have electric powers. Like, both of them have electric powers, which was odd
yeah,
that they both had the same power, kind of. But I think they were brothers,
they were.
if I remember correctly.
I
Which this
can't,
whole
I can't remember the skinny one's name, but the big one was Patty.
was it Pat? I want to say it was like Dale or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they, if I remember correctly, because he like says it and he's like, "Oh, it's so and so," and it made me laugh. Like, I can't remember like what his name was.
Well, I know the smaller one walks in the room. He goes, "Oh, Patty, you can't do that again," or something, talking
Uh,
about him beating up the girl. And then the bride and them are already in there, and he says something about getting the party started. So he like starts turning his power on, and the bride shoots him in the side of the head, killing him. And then Patty turns around and goes, "Oh my god!" If it's Dale, and he's like, "Oh my god, Dale, you killed Dale."
yeah. But yeah. and it's a pretty cool fight, I have to
Yeah, it
say.
is. Uh,
Yeah.
we did learn one extra thing in this because I was imagining, knowing that they had electrical powers, that
Hmm.
she was going to be able to absorb it and get like more strength like Frankenstein did.
Yeah.
And she just has kind of like, I would say, undead endurance instead of having the power from electricity thing like he does.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a little bit of a different thing we learned between the bride and Frankenstein.
Hmm.
That they're both not like electricity based beings. One of them is actually more of an undead person.
Yeah. And we get this scene where she's talking to like the lady in charge, and she's like, "Oh, y'all would make some good like prostitutes, basically trying to wrangle them in." Because
Yeah,
she's like, some people like the dead stuff, you know. And it's interesting that the bride ends up like judging them for like their line of work,
yeah.
you know, because like she I thought maybe she was a little promiscuous, but I guess not. I mean, she's kind of a little bit of a prude in this
I
episode.
think, I think it's because of the time period she came from.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they come from this place, but I think they do come from like a country like close by.
Well, they said like, "Oh, we're home."
Yeah, Frankenstein said that, but I also
Yeah.
don't know if it's like pack whatever it's called is adjacent to like Romania or wherever it
Yeah.
is. Like they could both very well be these really tiny ass countries. You know, um, but we do get part of that stuff where she has met and slept with these different guys or whatever, thinking like, hey, oh, they're kind of like lovers. Obviously, Frankenstein probably found him and killed him.
Yeah.
And
I bet he probably
uh,
killed all of them.
yeah, and I think that for her, it's probably different because she had like a kind of sort of relationship compared to all these ladies that basically just sell themselves for
Yeah.
money.
But she kind of like looks down upon them and then like kind of like doesn't by the end of this episode,
Yeah, well,
you
not
know?
only that, but the mod gives her a good point too.
Yeah.
The mod's kind of like the head lady,
Hmm.
and she tells her basically like, are you not doing the same thing? Like they sell their bodies to make a living through basically sex, and you sell your body through combat.
Yeah.
Basically, as like a
Like you
hired
yeah,
mercenary.
you kill people.
You can't really make the comparison of it,
Yeah. Which
but
was interesting, like juxtaposition, I feel like,
yeah,
in this episode. But we end up getting this really cool scene where like we see what was it? Like was it Weasel? Weasel finds Phosphorous?
yeah. Phosphorus is walking up like a hill, and then out of nowhere, here comes Weasel, like kind of like walking up to him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he gets into it and says like something to him, and as they start going, then you have where the bride and Nina ended up coming out of the woods, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, the team is all here, we're back
I,
together.
I have to say I really like this scene. I know it's kind of subtle, but like I
Yeah,
really like the scene of like them just walking and being like,
yeah,
yeah, like we got this, like we're a team
yeah, yeah.
type of thing. We kind of had that in the first episode a little bit, but
Hey, I
like I
mean,
feel,
I would almost compare this to the one that we had in like the Suicide Squad,
yeah,
where they're all walking up or whatever. I would make the comparison of that.
like towards the end when they're fighting like Star or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like they're going after Pokolistan, you know.
yeah,
And like I don't know, it's just very subtle, and I really like that. Like like the music started to play over it, and it just hit so well. Like,
yeah,
yeah, these guys are fucking badasses, and they're gonna fuck some shit up.
yeah.
Yeah, because they have been through hell for this weird, contrived mission that they've gone on. Because we still don't
Right,
know. We still don't know like what Alana's end game is,
right.
and like why she is bad. And they just took Cersei off the table. All we got was that weird, vague Vision. You
That's
know?
true. That's true, and I like how they keep sprinkling in like more bad guys or heroes and stuff on us.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I do really like, but it's also just weird in the fact of like we don't know the full stories on any of them. I mean, I feel like the only one we could kind of say that to is Batman because obviously he's making an appearance to make an arrest,
Yeah.
but like why was Grodd in the future? We haven't seen him once, except in that one
Yeah,
future flashback.
we haven't seen Grodd at all.
We haven't seen, we had Clayface. We don't know why Clayface is there.
Yeah.
We have all these different tie-ins like the Metal Men, and there's no other mention of them. We have where, like you said, that Thorn is responsible for like Two-Face. We don't have any other Two-Face tie-in, so it's kind of like we get all these like different cards and we're trying to figure out how to play them like for the perfect hand, and like none of them exactly go together, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
there but there's nothing congruent. It's something, and I really wonder if they're gonna play into any of these or um if they're just things for like, hey, here's a cool Easter egg. This person's in here.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I think it's probably like Easter eggs and some of it's probably trying to like connect the dots in the world, try to
yeah,
expand stuff without like over expanding,
yeah, yeah.
type of thing.
Well, I mean, I'd still like to know one where Clayface went because they found Frankenstein, but they don't know where Clayface is. They
I
don't
think
even
they
know he was
probably
there.
killed Clayface.
They don't even know he was there.
Yeah, I think they probably killed him.
I know, but they didn't even say like he
They
was
found
there. Like,
him. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously he got up and went somewhere else.
Well, I
But
think
then
Frankenstein like dropped off Rick Flag.
I have
I
no clue.
I think he dropped him off at like the hospital and like left.
No, they said that they found him at the house.
Did they? Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, because they were like, "There's a big green man that was there too," and then he was gone. Which obviously, so there wasn't anything for Clayface, and just some of the other stuff like that, like, or why he was even hired to take that position. Like, what's the tie-in here? Like, there's got to be more.
I want to say it was probably like Elena. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Well, and see, that's the other weird part because that was she put in place there basically to lead people away from the discovery of like Cersei's vision, or what?
Maybe. I think she probably was. But
So
we won't know. We might know in the last episode. So
we'll know in season 2.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But man, like, what did you think of this episode? Like as a whole.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I liked Dr. Phosphorous storyline because we actually got like, I feel like a super big chunk of fucking character development.
Yeah.
Because through the whole time we've been watching this, we really haven't gotten that much. Like, he's more of like the Deadpool character without a dead story or a backstory on like, I like to flip people off and cuss people out and make a joke about what I look
I
like.
kind of like him more than Deadpool. Like, at least he's like kind of classy a little bit. I feel like with his jokes, like he's not like over the top with his jokes.
Yeah.
Like he's very subtle, I feel like. And like Deadpool just sometimes he gets just fucking annoying.
Yeah. Do you think they will ever use Dr. Phosphorus as a character in a live action thing?
Yes.
Like either a
Yes.
Suicide or Peacemaker?
Yes. Because here's the thing. All these, which Alan Tudyk, who plays Dr. Phosphorus,
Yeah.
is going to be in a Two-Face movie, playing Two-Face. So just saying.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I feel like in some way, possibly the Creature Commandos are possibly, I feel like, theory, going to possibly cross over with like Peacemaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they both have that ties with Amanda Waller and stuff,
Yeah.
and with like Rick Flag and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they tie into that, and like all the people who voice the Creature Commandos are all live action actors.
Yeah.
So like, why wouldn't they put David Harbour in a big giant Frankenstein type of thing? You know,
Right.
like why wouldn't they use him? He's a successful actor, you know.
Yeah. I no idea.
You know, and that's what I think. I think eventually we will see Creature Commando live action Creature Commandos.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think we will. Because I mean, this season was really big, and
Yeah.
why start out with this if you're not gonna like do more with it?
That's true.
Why just keep it um like a cartoon if you're gonna have all these somewhat big name actors in it?
That's true too.
I mean, David Harbour has played Hellboy, so it's
Yeah.
not a far stretch for him to get in a Frankenstein outfit
That's true.
and play Hellboy. Or not or Frankenstein. But yeah, no, I could see them coming because I mean, Rick Flag Senior. It's already been confirmed. Like he is in the trailer for Peacemaker,
Yeah.
like season 2. So like it dropped. Like it's a very small snippet, but the guy who plays Rick Flag Senior is in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So like I don't see why they wouldn't. Maybe not in a big role, but maybe like some kind of cameo type of situation.
Yeah.
Like what if like Peacemaker ends up having to go back to Belle Reve and he sees the commandos,
Yeah.
or if he gets put back on the Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him to cross the two over and be like a Suicide Squad Commandos crossover, which
I
would
can
be
see that.
real. It would be really cool. I feel like if they did something like that because I
Yeah.
love the Suicide Squad. I think they're really good. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm having fun with it, I guess.
No, I meant like with the question you asked me.
Oh, I would like there to be. I don't know 100%. Um, like that. I mean, we have already had Weasel and stuff,
Yeah, we have
and
had
so
Weasel.
so that's one of the things that I would question more is, are we gonna have these other ones in there? Or is there something else that will go on or happen, or something like that?
Well, would you like a slight spoiler?
Sure.
So, when I was reading the synopsis,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who, but it looks like one of them joins the Suicide Squad. And I'll leave it
The
at that.
bride. The
I'm not going
bride.
to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who, but one of them joins the Suicide Squad,
You monster.
and you have to wait till the end credits to see that because apparently that's
How
at the end.
how could you do this to me?
I mean, we're gonna watch the episode, so
That's true. You ain't lying on that one.
yeah, yeah, but
But
yeah. No, I did enjoy this one as well. I would also give it a 4 as well.
yeah.
Um, I kind of wanted more like Doctor Phosphorous, like because I like that character so much in this world.
Yeah.
Like I would have been okay if it was just all Doctor Phosphorous this episode, and then they just sprinkled in like the stuff
The
with
other ones.
Weasel and the Bride and Nina,
Yeah.
like just give us snippets of them and what they did real fast, and go back to Doctor Phosphorus,
Yeah.
you know. But it was pretty It was a pretty effective thing, especially when they brought in the kids. Like I was like, oh fuck, like that's a parent's like worst nightmare right there.
Yeah.
You know, as both of us being parents, you know, like
This is true.
if the mob attacked our families and then framed us for murder, which I wonder if he actually ever got framed for that murder, or he got framed, or he got convicted of the murdering of like Thorne and stuff.
See, and I didn't even think it was that. I think it was just Batman going after him. So
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how this ends. We got one more episode for this season, and I'm so excited to check it out and watch it. Like,
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to watching it.
me too.
Yeah, yeah. But we will catch you guys on the next episode. Thank you for watching this or listening to this podcast. We're available on all major podcast platforms or YouTube. Go subscribe there. We're almost to 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, we are.
So we're getting close. But yeah, let us know how we did, and let us know what you think of this series as a whole. We would love to hear your feedback. And when will we see them next, Jen?
We will definitely see you next Tuesday.